Ladies and gentlemen, we have made it to the start of Week 1 of the 2019 NFL season. It's been a long and treacherous road filled with injuries, trades, retirements even, but nonetheless, we've pressed on through. Since we're finally getting to the very best part of the year, I figured why not start a new weekly series as a bit of a gift for all of you out there who have been so supportive of the channel since I started it up. So here's to our first season together. Since there's a lot of great games laid out for us over the course of this football year, I'll be posting a video each Wednesday to take a closer look at one of my favorite matchups that week, and talk about what in particular I'm excited to watch for between specific one-on-ones or coaching differences. So for this inaugural episode, I wanted to take a look at a game that has a lot of questions to be answered for both teams, incidentally, with both of them coming off of disappointing 2018 seasons. The Minnesota Vikings will be hosting the Atlanta Falcons in a Week 1 matchup between two organizations that opened last year as bona fide playoff contenders, but ended the season watching from home and left fans scratching their heads at where it all went wrong in the process. Both of these teams are full of potential in divisions that are full of great teams, so it's going to be important for both of them to establish a solid hold early in order to keep up with the rest of the firepower found in the NFC North and NFC South. So to kick off a rebound season, what needs to happen for each of them to be successful? Well, for the Falcons, they'll be a new team with everyone fully healthy on both sides of the ball. For those of you that watched my video on Matt Ryan, you probably remember that the Falcons were completely gutted by injuries last season. They lost starting safeties Keanu Neal and Ricardo Allen, Pro Bowl linebacker Deion Jones, running back Devontae Freeman, and both of their starting guards over the course of the year, meaning opponents got to pick their poison for either a 15-yard gain every few plays or a free sack every once in a while. 42 sacks, to be exact. The return of those key losses and a retooling of their offensive line that included 2 first-round protectors for Matt Ryan should give the team all of the necessary tools for a turnaround. It'll just be a matter of staying healthy and executing more consistently from week to week than they've been able to over these past 2 seasons, something that Falcons fans are rightfully tired of. The defense remains under head coach Dan Quinn's control, and after cleaning house at both of the coordinator positions following last year, his seat will heat up pretty quickly if the Falcons continue to struggle. With the rehiring of Dirk Cutter at offensive coordinator, this is now the second time he's held that position for the team, and it's worth noting that Matt Ryan never threw for less than 4,500 yards in his 3 prior years with Cutter calling plays. The offense is just as high-powered as ever with the top receiving core in the NFL and an elite signal caller, so it's likely that the defining factor for Atlanta's playoff potential is going to be whether or not their defense can take the next step to become a more balanced force at all 3 levels. Turning over to the Vikings, it's a similar but opposite story in many ways. The first priority for them as a team is going to be figuring out their identity as an offense, and thereby giving their elite defense enough help to keep them ahead in tough matchups. The tale of Minnesota's 2018 season was a loaded roster that couldn't get the job done due to a combination of a non-existent run game, patchwork offensive line, and poor offensive scheming overall, with a defense that had strong play plagued by simple issues that previously had been a staple of their unit, like their run defense. Similar to the Falcons, the Vikes' offensive line had some serious problems last year, ranking 23rd in adjusted line yards per Football Outsiders, right next to their Week 1 adversaries. Kirk Cousins struggled to live up to his Mega Millions contract in part due to that inability to keep him upright, and the team went 8-7-1 and missed the playoffs in a year that many predicted them to have their first shot at a Super Bowl appearance since 1977. Coming into 2019 though, fans certainly have a reason to be looking up. The offensive line was addressed, bringing in first-round center Garrett Bradbury and guard Josh Kline in free agency. And after the failure of John DeFilippo to do anything other than throw the ball last year, the Vikings managed to bring in Gary Kubiak back to the coaching world to revitalize their offense alongside coordinator Kevin Stefanski. For those who aren't too familiar, Kubiak's offensive scheme is a branch from the exact same tree of the Shanahan system that Cousins thrived in back with the Washington Redskins. Its main focus aims to have the pass built upon the success of the run, emphasizing a type of blocking called zone blocking. As the name suggests, it requires linemen to cover a zone instead of just a particular man, allowing the line to shift defenders laterally and create space on both the first and second levels for their running back to take advantage of. A staple is using stretch run plays to spring a talent like Dalvin Cook into open space, and then allowing Cousins to work off of that from play action and in the quick passing game to utilize the explosiveness of receivers Stephon Diggs and Adam Thielen. It should be an excellent system for their talents if they're able to make that transition seamlessly, and alongside Zimmer's aggressive defense, the Vikings have every reason to believe that they're a major contender in 2019. But before you can even think about the potential of your team to make a run, you've got to take care of business in the regular season. So what's it going to take for each of these teams to get off to a 1-0 start? For the Falcons, it's going to be all about containing the Vikings' weapons to give Matt Ryan and company a chance. I fully expect Minnesota to come out firing out of the gate with a healthy Dalvin Cook and the best wide receiver tandem in the league, so it's going to be a huge test to see just how quickly the Falcons' defense can kick it into gear with their leaders just getting back in the lineup. For that reason, don't be too surprised if Kirk Cousins, Adam Thielen, and Stephon Diggs all combine for a huge day at home. On the other side for the Falcons, I'm excited to see how Devontae Freeman fares in his return to the field after a tough injury-riddled season last year. Against a front for Minnesota that ranked 15th in rush defense on the season in 2018, that's a matchup to keep an eye on after the Vikes lost Sheldon Richardson at defensive tackle, and the Falcons have reinforced their offensive line to create more push at the point of attack. The Vikings defense is sure to be as aggressive as ever in trying to force negative plays from Matt Ryan, but with the skill positions that Atlanta has, there's a good chance that we're in for a shootout in Minneapolis. Minnesota is a 4-point favorite at home, but I'm personally taking the Vikings to cover in this one, mainly because of how much talent is on this roster and how much I believe in the coaching staff to turn this thing around for the Vikings. But regardless of who you're rooting for, if you love good football and good teams trying to re-establish their dominance after years that they both want to forget, this season kickoff is not one to miss. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this new series. It's something that I've been thinking about doing for quite a while, and I think that it'll be a fun way to keep up with the fast pace of the NFL season, so let me know in the comments if you want to see more of this in the future. I'd also like to thank MyBookie for sponsoring this video and this series coming into the 2019 season. They're one of the world's leading sports betting providers, and with football season now literally one day away, they're providing you guys with an awesome opportunity to take advantage of a massive 100% bonus on your first deposit of up to $1,000 just by using my code EDGE at the link below. I'm in on the action myself since it always makes things just a little bit spicier, and MyBookie could not make things easier for you whether you're experienced or just getting started out. So if you're looking to make some money here in the 2019 season, head down to the link below and use code EDGE to have MyBookie double your first deposit so you can use some of that expertise you've acquired over this long, bleak, and cold offseason now that it is finally time for football to return. So thank you again to MyBookie, and I'll see you all on Friday for another video. Take care.